Okay, so Logan Paul became a father almost a year ago, and the mother to that child is a 304.
Only thing better than dessert is sex.
And that's how that child got created.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Okay, sorry, that was an immature joke. Anyways, let's talk about today's topic, the lawsuit he sent to CoffeeZilla for exposing the Crypto Zoo scandal. Hello everyone, it's Mr. Troll delivering an update. So in case you've been living under a rock for the past few years and you need to keep up with all the Logan Paul lore, he basically launched that Crypto Zoo thing a few years ago where people could invest in NFT animals and breed them together so that they could then reproduce and create more NFT animals that then could be sold, and that way people could earn money, I believe. Now, it seems like a good way for everyone to become rich, right? Wrong. I mean, the very fact that there were NFTs present should have been a red flag that this project was brain dead. And well, the YouTuber CoffeeZilla would then publish a trilogy where he exposed this whole thing to be nothing more than a pathetic scam. And I thought Logan Paul would then attempt to mature by apologize for scamming people out of their money and promise to give them back all their lost money, even though he to this day doesn't seem to have refunded any of the victims. But no, it seems like Logan Paul is currently being a crybaby about all of this. You see, there exists this website claiming Logan Paul wants to destroy the lives of those who have basically screwed him over. And normally, I would understand where this anger and frustration comes from. Like, normally when someone screws you over, you kind of want to destroy their lives. You at least get the urge to do that, if you know what I mean. However, in this case, Logan Paul has no one but himself to blame. He chose to scam a bunch of people, and now he's acting surprised when it did not turn out well, which is like, what? How brain dead do you have to be to act like this? Anyways, there also exists this other YouTuber, LegalBytes. I have never heard of this YouTuber, but apparently they make similar content to like Legal Eagle, because they both have legal in their name.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Sorry, that was also a bad joke. Anyways, LegalBytes made a video going more in depth into this whole situation.
In this recent filing, CoffeeZilla basically says that the real reason that Paul filed this defamation claim isn't to get compensated for being defamed by him. Rather, it's to do two improper things. The first is to try to get discovery on this other Crypto Zoo class action lawsuit through CoffeeZilla when everything else in that case over there is otherwise stayed. It's basically frozen. I'll explain that in just a moment. But the second improper thing is just to be a self-described petty billionaire using his massive wealth to essentially bankrupt CoffeeZilla through litigation.
Keep in mind that Logan Paul just became a father. You would think he would learn to be a more mature and responsible adult when he has another form of life to take care of. But no, Logan Paul is still as pathetic as he always was, and he hasn't changed, which makes me really concerned for the baby. Because who do you think this baby will become when it grows up? They will be just as immature, pathetic and spoiled as Logan Paul is. Man, I'm so terrified of what Gen Alpha will become.
CoffeeZilla says that in addition to scheming this backdoor into the class action case, Logan Paul filed this case to use his billions of dollars to destroy CoffeeZilla in retaliation for making him look bad and to serve a message to anyone who might criticize him. Specifically, he says, Paul is also using this lawsuit to punish CoffeeZilla, whom Paul perceives as his online nemesis, and make him a cautionary tale to other critics.
He's a little gnat. He's like a little fucking annoying gnat. It bothers me. He won. He got to me, bro. He's the most formidable opponent I've had. I'm not kidding.
Paul's own messages with friends and associates explicitly confirm his motive. And then CoffeeZilla attaches a bunch of text messages that they got from Paul's phone. First, there's this. Logan Paul says, lawyering up, suing this MFer into the ground. Then his friend says, then everything will come out, court docs public. Then Logan says, so everyone will see what happened for better or for worse. And just pausing for a moment to note the irony in that they are talking about everything coming public. Maybe they didn't realize that that included these text messages. Anyway, then the texts go on where the friend says to let others know it's not worth coming at you and there's a price to pay. To which Logan responds, that's the idea, need to shut it down. Then the friend continues, public humiliation is always more effective, and Logan responds, totally agree. And then CoffeeZilla says Paul also admitted that he's suing him just to make his life difficult. And he says Zilla will pay one way or another. I'll make sure of it. And even when CoffeeZilla says one of Paul's friends tries to talk him out of the idea of spending time trying to punish CoffeeZilla by stating, bro, you're a billionaire, Paul responds with, a petty billionaire. And finally, CoffeeZilla says that Paul even admits that he just wants to make CoffeeZilla suffer along with anyone else he feels has wronged him. And here he attaches text where Paul says, I want people who wronged me to suffer while I continue getting wins on their grave.
The only person that has ever screwed Logan Paul over is Logan Paul himself. Logan Paul, stop blaming everyone but yourself and take some responsibility for once. You decided it would be a good idea to scam other people, so now don't act all surprised when your master plan backfired. And if the CryptoZoo thing was not a scam and actually was legit, then rather than trying to silence CoffeeZilla, simply prove to everyone that it's not a scam by simply giving all the money to those who invested in your thing and who were promised money. That way, CoffeeZilla won't have to keep exposing you. Like seriously, why is it so hard for this specimen to comprehend something like this? All the money that Logan Paul wastes on all those lawsuits against CoffeeZilla could actually be given to his victims. But no, since Logan Paul refuses to do that, I think it's quite obvious he's just a filthy scammer, which is why none of those lawsuits should even matter. I don't think the Supreme Court will side with Logan Paul. I think all the judges will simply laugh at his face and call him a filthy scammer, because that's what he very obviously is, judging by the way he behaves. Logan Paul, stop acting brain dead and just take the L already.